because we have, I believe, more guests at the same time than we've ever had on Running Point. Joining us here, it's going to be the Crestview volleyball team. Well, not the whole team, but Coach Auer and all of her seniors are going to be joining us here. We're going to pop them in as they come on. So here's Coach Auer.
Hello.
And here are some people. We'll get everyone to kind of introduce themselves so we know who's where. And then we're waiting for some other people too. Man, what an exciting time to kind of be a Rebel right now, right?
Very exciting.
As to set the scene for you guys tonight, if anybody who is unaware, this is going to be one heck of a matchup between Crestview and Independence. That's going to be going down Thursday evening. Crestview going in 26-0, Independence 25-0. Independence winning 9 straight in the playoffs. Crestview winning 4 playoff games, only dropping 1 to Cardinal last week. Only last time Crestview was in a 5-set match all the way back in August 28th. So obviously the success has been absolutely incredible, Coach. Talk to me from both the seniors and from yourself as a coaching perspective. What has it been like just coaching this group of girls? And from the seniors' perspective, what has it been like being coached by Coach Auer this season and being a part of this special group?
Well, these are amazing girls. And I mean, 2 years ago, we went to regionals with most of this group. Last year, we went to regionals with this group. And to be back for the 3rd straight year is just phenomenal. I mean, I knew over the summer that we had a really great group, but being undefeated at this point is just mind-blowing. The girls are very excited to show up on Thursday and really give Independence a challenge. They're a strong team, but so are we. So I'm super excited.
All right, guys, you can just divvy it up however you guys want to.
Okay. So this year, the seniors, we really have honestly just had a dream team. None of us really expected to be undefeated. Last year was a surprise season. There wasn't that many returning lettermen. And then this year, we walked in, we're okay, we have a dream, we have a goal. We're going to get to regionals again, and we're going to make it past the first round. And so that's kind of what we've been pushing for. We've been practicing really hard for Independence and for tomorrow. And being coached by Coach Auer and everything, it's just amazing. And we just have such an amazing group of girls and coaches, and they really just push us and they see our potential. And I think that just makes us work 10 times harder to win and play and just enjoy every moment, really, because we just love to play. So, Kenny, you can.
Honestly, I think we just want to get back to where we left off last year and prove that we're more than our team last year and that we've grown so much since we were last at Barberton last year. Yeah, I think that sums up everything.
Yeah.
We have another senior popping in. And Shelby Rambo joins us.
Hi, Shelby.
Hey, well, welcome to the party. We asked those seniors what it's like kind of being coached under Coach Auer and what this season has been like. So from your perspective, what's it been like being under coached for the last 4 years? And this season in particular, what has it been like going through it this year as a senior? Oh, we just lost her too.
Oh, Shelby, come back.
We'll get her back. Coach, this matchup, I mean, it's kind of been in the realm of everyone's top for a while. I mean, and once we knew that you guys were going to be lined up with Independence's district, the way it lined up, we've been thinking about it. It's been in the back of media's mind. Obviously, you guys taking it one match at a time, but now that it's here and the goals that the seniors has talked about is kind of right in front of you, what's the things leading up to it? What are you working on this year to try to get to this level where you can go and really push Independence and give them, let them know that you're there and let them hopefully get a win too?
Well, it all starts with ball control. And I believe if we can control the serves, if we can play defense, then we can play with them. And if we can play with them, we're going to get points. It's going to be point for point. We're going to fight and hopefully pull off some sets and potentially pull off the match. I mean, Independence has been in the state finals, I believe, the past 3 years. So obviously they're a very strong team. But like I said before, we are too. We're 26-0. We've beaten some good teams. We have experience. I feel that we're ready, but definitely starts with the ball control. We've been focusing a lot on practice on passing serve, playing more aggressive defense, which showed in our last match. So, just play the game. Volleyball is a super fun game, and Independence is going to be a very good opponent. But I think, the girls are scrappy, ready to pass, ready to pass serve and get our offense going.
Speaking of experience, we have another senior popping in. Lucy Montgomery joins us.
We got Lucy.
Welcome
Hi,
to the
Lucy.
So
Lucy, before you came on, we did ask the other seniors what it's like being coached by Coach Auer and what it's like kind of being a part of this season as a senior. So from your perspective, Lucy, what's it like kind of being coached by her for the last 4 years? And then what's it been like going through this year as a senior and seeing all these goals be reached?
It's definitely like the biggest blessing to have her as a coach. I've had many coaches and she's definitely my like favorite. She pushes us to be like the best we can possibly be. And at the same time, like keeps us out of our heads and continues to like help us grow, not only as like volleyball players, but as like people on our own. And as a senior, I think it's been like the best year ever. Like we've really come together and like worked our hardest to do the best that we possibly can.
this is my question for all the seniors too, and you guys all kind of hinted at it as well about this being a dream team too, 26-0, and this is something that doesn't happen every single season, and it truly is something special. What is being a part of this team and knowing that this is going to be a team that's going to probably be talked about for years after this? What does that mean to you, knowing that your name's going to be kind of synonymous with Crestview volleyball going forward?
Yeah. So like, it's kind of just like our saying actually as seniors. We always say like we love Crestview volleyball, and it's really because we just love to play. And like I think all of our love for volleyball and for the game and for like the program and the coaches, it's just drawn us closer together. So like we're not stepping on the court as like just like teammates or just like, oh, like she's my libero, she's my setter. Like we're sisters out there, and we just kind of get each other. And it's just kind of funny because sometimes we know like each other's moves before like we even make them. So we just have this like really special bond, and like it just means so much, especially to me and like the rest of the seniors, because like we just truly love each other and like the game, and it's just like an awesome team, and we couldn't really ask for anything better this season.
Lucy, what about you? Or you guys still want to talk, or do you have something to add to hers? Or?
I think Lainey summed it up pretty well.
We'll let Lucy talk too.
I think, yeah, I agree with Lainey and like everything she said. Like we really are sisters. We've grown up together and like we've played basically all the volleyball like we can. I'm so thankful for all these girls and this entire experience. I think it's definitely like kind of surreal to think that like we are that dream team that like we wish like when we were freshmen we like prayed that it would be like that. Like it's super cool to think that like we actually are that now, and that will probably be in Crestview history.
You know, one of the things that you have to do to be one of the programs that can get to state championships is you got to keep getting there. You got to keep getting to this regional level and taking the next steps every year that you get there. You seniors have been there 3 times now in a row. What kind of things have you learned from the last 2 trips down there to kind of take into this year and make a bigger splash this year than you have before?
So our sophomore year, we went down with as us just sitting on the bench and just cheering the team on, and we got to see the atmosphere that they were going into. And then our junior year, we played in the regional semis, and I mean, we kind of weren't used to playing in such a big atmosphere, and we didn't really know what was coming for us when we got there. But I think this year we learned a lot from being there 2 times before, and I think that made us ready for this time.
I think that going like sophomore year, it was kind of we went in and thought like, wow, this is like the biggest thing ever. Like we kind of went in thinking like how are we gonna be able to even play the same sport? But I think this year we have more of a like I guess like tunnel vision. I don't know if that's the right word, but we can see like basically that like it's not as big of a deal as it seems, and it's still like the same game that we play every day. And like Lainey was talking about the other day that like we like those girls are the same girls. Like they get up, they do like they have their high school experience. They live basically the same lives. I mean, obviously differences, but so like we can't look at them, like we learned not to look at them as like idols.
Coach, from your perspective, this is your third straight year of taking a team to the regionals. What kind of things have you learned about preparing for this type of game and getting teams ready for this type of game and trying to put your best foot forward as a coach in this level?
Well, like the girls said, I mean, these Independence is just another team like us. They're a very good volleyball team, but there's nothing superhuman about them. And I think in the past, like, you get to districts, you win districts, it's so exciting. But then you move on to regionals, it's kind of like, whoa, what do we do? It's just kind of a big venue, big gym, everything's crazy. It's fast. So I think the girls are really focusing on enjoying every day, enjoying every game, and just doing their best. At practice, we've been preparing for this. I mean, obviously we haven't looked past any games, but this is the goal that we have wanted to be at. We have wanted to get to this chance to be successful at the regional level. So, I mean, this is their third year, so they've had some experience. They've been there. They've seen the stage fright. They've seen the competition at this level in the game. Everybody's good. So I think that the experience coupled with the ability we have this year, we might have a shot.
I think you have the great attitude and the great mindset going into it this year, Coach. And you know what? A follow-up question to that. We know how well the Crestview community supports its teams and its athletics, and we know you're very close knit too with the Crestview community as well. What would a win for this volleyball team mean for the Crestview community?
Oh, it would be amazing. We have so many people rooting us on. I mean, we have people show up at games that nobody really knows. They're just there to watch the girls play, and that's really cool. I know we're taking a spirit bus to Barberton, so hopefully we get some students there. Last year kind of changed the way the fans looked. It kind of thinned people out. Not too many people were coming to games, but I'm starting to see more people come, and I know a lot of people are following us. You guys are going to cover the game, which is phenomenal. So hopefully we have a lot of people in person. If they're not in person, they'll be watching online and cheering us on. A win. I mean, I would love to bring a win back to this community.
Let's hear from those faces in the back on the community support and what it means to you back here in this room.
I have a little bit of stage fright. That's why I'm sitting in the back.
Hannah.
You're good. Whoever wants to talk.
Go ahead, Hannah.
Sorry, Hannah. You.
Welcome to the party. We'll just go to Lucy then, and
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Oh wow, the community support that you guys get. What's it going to mean to you to see people at Barberton cheering you on, and what kind of energy is it going to bring this team?
I think it's gonna be really cool for us to be able to see like familiar faces out there, especially because in the past, like Barberton's so far away that it's really hard for us to get people out there from where we are. So I think this year having a spirit bus is gonna be the coolest thing. Like just knowing that all those people are there, like cheering us on, and like knowing like us thinking like, wow, like that's our team, and like I don't know, Rebel Pride.
Looking at this team, and I mean, you guys have not faced many challenges, like I said, and you haven't faced a set 5 since August 28th. So talking about this team and talking about being so successful throughout the season, how do you guys kind of prepare for a matchup where it can get competitive? I guess the kind of question is, how do you get ready to play up for a game when you guys have been so dominating in every matchup you've had so far this year?
We'll let Coach take this one first.
Well, at practice, we've really been focusing on things that we need to improve on the big games. I mean, some of the games we played this year, all we had to do was serve and swing away, and we would win. So sometimes defensively, we would play slow because that's what the game required. But we've really been trying to pick up our speed, challenging the girls at practice. We have watched some film and saw some tendencies. And we're just trying to prepare them mentally for what they're going to see when they step on the court.
So like basically what coach said, like we've been preparing and like it was really good actually. All the seniors kind of talked about it, that we lost that first set on Saturday because like we mentally checked in and we were like, okay, like we can lose, like this can happen to us and we just need to fight back. And so like we kind of all just talk about like it's point for point, like first to 5, first to 10, like it's just like don't really look ahead too much, just focus on right now. And as like the teams are going to get harder as we keep going on, we all just really need to stay in that mindset that it's okay if we're down 2 points, just like focus on the next one, like shake off your mistakes and just get back up, like make the next one in, or like serve the next one in, or like pass this one up, like. And that's where like the support system comes from the team and everything. And like practices have just been like crazy good lately with like all of our like efforts, and like we all just kind of want to get better and we want to have that really good defense that puts us up.
You brought up the Saturday game. Cardinal pushed you guys. They came out. They were reigning district champs as well. They won one of the districts last year. They won the first set. All the other 3 sets were pretty competitive. I believe none of them were under 25-20. What was it? How beneficial was it to get pushed in this game? Other district championships in past years, you guys have kind of run through them. But now you've been pushed a little bit before going into this regional game. How prepared do you think that really kind of got you for? Obviously, you're going to have some adversity. It's independence. They're going to have some runs. They're going to put together some points. So being able to go through that in the game before, what kind of advantage is that? And we'll start with Coach again.
Okay. I really enjoyed the game on Saturday. I thought Cardinal did a very nice job. They challenged us. The previous games in the tournament, we had dominated and had very few challenges. And then Cardinal was out to win. They were super scrappy. I believe they had 10 seniors on the team. So they were playing with an intensity that they didn't want their season to end. So I think the first set, we were kind of slow. We made some errors. They took over the game. We had to fight back. Then we kind of got, the realization that, we got to play hard. So we started out set 2, set 3, set 4 in a much more dominating fashion where we felt like we were in control. I mean, Cardinal was still challenging. They were still playing well, but we were in control of our game. So I appreciated that match. I thought it was great. I thought Cardinal was a very strong team, one of the most defensive teams we've seen this season. So I think it started the preparation for us to move into this week.
We'll go to Lucy this time.
I agree with Coach Auer. I think it's kind of like it opened our eyes to like the fact that volleyball isn't like the coming up. All the teams that we're gonna play are like gonna be a lot harder, and it's like it kind of opened my eyes personally to like realize that like volleyball is a game of mistakes. Like we talk about it a lot, but you don't really realize until you're playing a hard team like that. Like I think getting challenged is gonna be really good for us. It's gonna make us realize that like we will have to play like basically our hearts out for the rest of the season in order to get as far as we can.
Coach, I want to talk about the last time you guys played Independence. It was 2 years ago, the first regional in this 3 in a row. The first set was 25-22, and then the next 2 were kind of uncompetitive. Obviously every team's different. That team's different than this team. But what did it kind of learn from being able to bounce back from maybe going all out, playing really well in one set, and trying to stay away from compounding mistakes that happened in that match, particularly in the last matchup with Independence, where you got to be able to come back from maybe a disappointing, tough, close set loss?
Yeah, I think it's mental toughness. I think, just really focusing on every point and not letting the game get away from you. That year was rough. I mean, we played with them, and then all of a sudden we just fell off a cliff. We just couldn't serve, receive. It's almost like we had the deer in the headlights look where we just froze. We just did not play well, and we couldn't recover. And most of this team saw that, and that's definitely something we don't want to experience again. I mean, we want to go out there fighting. If we get beat this season, it will be by a team that is better than us, and they will outplay us. And hopefully that doesn't happen. But that's a mentality we have, that every game here on out, whether we win or lose, it will be a hard fought battle, and we're not going to give up. This year we will not give up. If we are down, we will fight, and we will make the other team earn their points. But yeah, I think 2 years ago we just kind of got stage fright. We just kind of froze, just started making a lot of errors, and we just couldn't recover. So I'm hoping we learned.
And I'll ask this for the players. For the first time this year, really, you guys get to go into a game as kind of the underdogs. I think a lot of people outside of Crestview probably thinking, okay, Independence 2 times getting to the state championship in a row. They're going for trying to win their first. What's it like kind of going into a game kind of with the underdog mentality this year? I'll start with you guys, and then we'll go to Lucy.
Honestly, I think it's really fun for us going in with people knowing that we are going in being the underdogs, and that just makes us want it more and makes our drive just even more competitive. And I think that it's really good for us to go in with a team like this and a team that we've saw before, because us seniors, since we've played them last, just have wanted to go back and play them before, like, and just go and beat them and prove what we have.
It's definitely kind of like a revenge thing that we have going on.
It's our revenge tour.
Yeah, we all kind of just talk about like we want revenge sophomore year. Like we're going, like we want to beat them. So.
Yeah, I agree. I was just gonna say the whole revenge thing. I think I think it's gonna be really it's gonna help us prove that like our mental toughness is a lot more than it was sophomore year. I think going into this, it's like we want, like what Kendra said, like we want to prove like that we are like that we deserve to be there, I think. And I think we want it way more this year than we have in the past. So
And Coach, this question I want to talk to you about. Obviously, you guys have had the success in seasons prior, and every single team is different each and every year, and we know that no two teams are exactly the same. Obviously, I gotta imagine the expectations of this team were probably blown off the roof at some point. I don't know if anybody quite expected them to be as successful as they were. We expected success, but not quite this success. But at what point in this season did you realize this was truly a special group of girls and that they were capable of doing something this special?
Well, not going to lie, I expected it after last season, and they kind of proved it to me over the summer. We do a lot of summer scrimmaging in June, and we dominated. We rarely lost a set. Obviously, in the summer, we have kids on vacation, kids out here and there, and it's like no matter what lineup we brought, we were still successful, and they just had so much energy. So I think the summer kind of set the standard for the success of the season. Once the season started, we knew there would be some tough games. We knew starting out with Lakeview in game one that we would have to fight to win our first game of the season. So that kind of set the stage for the season, and we just kept rolling with it. Like I said, undefeated is a crazy thing. That was not the plan. The plan was hopefully to win the league, hopefully get back to regionals. So undefeated is just kind of a added bonus along the way.
I can vouch for that, Coach, because I remember after the last regional loss, you told me, watch out for next year. And so I can vouch for that, that you expected it going into the summer, and they have obviously lived up to it. I don't want you to give out the farm, but, you've watched film, you've watched Independence. Every team has something. No team is perfect in volleyball. You can't cover every spot on the floor. Have you seen some things that you think you can really take advantage of that go into your strength when you're going into this game?
Well, I feel like we're very strong offensively. So if we can run our offense and pick apart at their defense, I mean, we have so many strong hitters and we have such great setters that we can move the ball around, that we could hopefully break their defense apart. I mean, they also have a very strong offense. So, I mean, it's going to be a point-for-point battle. So I'm hoping that our girls bring it, put the ball away, and we can score some big points.
All right, this question is for Lucy because you are a setter, and naturally that means that you are a leader on the court. You have to get people involved, but you also get to hit a lot. What's it kind of like switching mentalities and being able to go from being a setter to then being a hitter when it's called upon you, and being able to kind of do both for your team?
I think sometimes it can be difficult, like going from like front row to back row, like hitting to setting. It's kind of hard to like switch that mentality, but at the same time, you kind of just have to like for me, my opposite is Grace, and she plays the same exact position as me. So it's kind of good to like look at her and like see her calm on the court and see her like knowing what she's doing, and then like kind of just have a realization moment where you're like, oh wow, like I play this position, like I know what I'm gonna do, and then just kind of go with the plan that we've worked on for the entire season.
The question I have for just the entire team, and I'll go with Coach and every player on this one, if you want to answer this one. Give me in a word, 1 to 3 words, what this team, just describe this team in 1 to 3 words, a word that comes to mind, or maybe just a short phrase, but what does this team make you think of right off the bat?
All right, we're putting you guys on the spot first.
Energy.
Magical.
Magic.
Desire.
I like it. All right. Lucy, you are up.
I think excitement and barking.
All right. Didn't expect that one.
I'm going to say that it's unselfish love for each other. That's what brings them together as a team.
Well, if you can't tell from this interview, they definitely have personality. That's definitely guys, we are so excited for this matchup tomorrow. I'll be there broadcasting if you're not able to go, which shame on you if you're not able to go. But if for some reason you're not, you can watch it live on ysnlive.com at 6 o'clock, Barberton High School against Independence. Guys, good luck. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. Help us preview this matchup and get excited for tomorrow. We wish you the best of luck, and we'll see you there.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
As of course, we want to wish all of our Lady Rebels good luck over in Crestview as they prepare for the regional final matchup, and it's a battle of the undefeated